What's up, everybody? Thanksgiving week. This is going to be a good one today. I got my brother, my actual brother, true brother, bleed the same blood type of brother, Sam. How you doing, Sam?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really good.
My brother. And you've been doing the lives, too.
Yeah, Tuesdays we're going live.
Tuesdays, every Tuesday. Make sure you guys watch. We're going live. What time?
It just varies, but we're going to go hit live between 6 and 9 p.m.
6 and 9.
Pacific.
Let's just lock it in at a good time.
Lock it in. What sounds good? 8?
What's good for you?
Anytime's good for me.
Let's
when it
do
comes
6
to
then.
community.
6 then.
6 o'clock?
6 Pacific.
Let's go.
PST.
Yes, sir.
So 6 o'clock every Tuesday. Sam's going live. And what are you talking about?
So yesterday we talked about triggers during the holiday season. Obviously, it's a big season. You know, when it comes to sobriety and mental health, it's huge. And then last week we talked about coping skills.
Okay, so you're just kind of mixing it up.
For sure.
Different topics. Yep. And if anybody has a topic they want to talk about, put it in the comments. Send us a DM. We'll do it. It's not even that complicated. We'll just do it. And we'll just start going after all those requests. But today, since it's Thanksgiving week, today we're going to talk about holiday triggers. Holiday triggers, which are a real thing, right?
Absolutely. Especially like I was stating earlier, you know, when it comes to the sober community, it's huge. Holidays are very, very hard for people, you know, especially those who are currently in their addiction or suffering from their mental health. It's isolation, a lot of isolation, a lot of depression, for sure.
Yeah. So we've got some of our own holiday memories, don't we?
That we do. That we do.
So, you know, we got a mixed bag of holiday memories.
Yeah.
Some are good, some are crazy, some are weird, some we will just not talk about.
We'll leave those for the private podcast.
Yeah. And share some of your holiday memories with us, man. Let us know in the comments. If you got a funny one, put it in the comments or send it to me in a DM. I'll repost it if you let me, because I think a lot of people think they're the only ones that have weird stuff happen, or they're the only ones that go through things. But really, everybody goes through things. So holiday triggers. These are not in order of importance or which one's worst or best, but number one I have here is loneliness.
Sheesh.
Loneliness. So, I think loneliness is a big trigger because it makes you do crazy things.
Yeah.
And just the feeling of loneliness, it's a feeling of a lot of different things. Nobody wants to hang out with me. I'm not important. I'm not valuable. My life sucks. Why am I even here? Maybe I should just end it.
Yeah.
It could get real bad real quick.
Definitely a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that trigger?
So the thing about loneliness is that you could be in a room full of people and be absolutely lonely. You know, even when it comes to your family, because you're facing yourself, you're different. You know, you're in your head, or you're in your addiction, one or the other, or you're sneaking out to get high, because I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
I won't say anything else about that.
Yeah.
But, you know, to be in a room full of people and feel absolutely lonely is a horrible, horrible feeling. You know, especially during the holidays, because holidays are supposed to be about family, you know, and it's supposed to be about unity, especially Thanksgiving. What are you thankful for? And it's really hard to find what you're thankful for when you're at your rock bottom.
That's true. What do you think? So how does it go? People get lonely first, and then they don't like the feeling of it, and then that's when they escape.
Yeah.
That's when they'll go get drunk, they'll go get high, they'll go do those things that make them forget about the loneliness. But how do you deal with loneliness? What's the solution for the holidays?
For me, what worked for me was a support system. You know, once I found recovery and I started being sober, as hard as that was, you know, from going of every day of getting high to every day just being clean, I had to build a support system, you know, and it was, believe it or not, it was outside the family, which you know. You know, I had my sponsor. I would hit meetings. I was accountable for hitting 5 to 6 meetings a week, you know. And then when it got to the holiday season, I wasn't working, but I didn't let that get me down. You know, it was just focused up. It was like, hey, hit up my sponsor, like, I feel like using right now.
Yeah.
Well, come back and come and hang out with the sober family, you know, and then, you know, our own family with the family members that are in recovery, reaching out to them and just being like, what do I do? You know, but to not isolate was key. It was huge for me.
That's good. What about, like, you know, a lot of people don't know how to even be part of a family.
Yeah.
Like,
you know,
when I first, like, being high is okay, because then you don't have to even think about being part of a family.
you're just there.
You know, it's okay. It's okay at that moment. You feel like it's okay, but sometimes when you don't have a healthy family and then you end up in a healthy environment, you don't know how to treat that healthy environment. You don't know how to act.
Yeah.
And you have to go through that awkward feeling of like, oh, you care about me?
Yeah.
Fucking liar.
Yeah.
Why you trying to hide? Why you trying to hustle me?
What do you want?
You get suspicious.
Yeah.
And there's a whole another thing you have to go through to start trying to be normal.
So, like, for me, it was being an alien in one of those rooms, you know, but I got comfortable with being uncomfortable
That's good.
because I had to figure out at some time I was so used to getting high, and that was easy, right? It was easy to go pick up, and it was easy to go hide out, and it was easy to go on those runs and not have no repercussions for that.
Yeah.
But what are the repercussions of being in a support system?
Yeah.
Positive,
Yeah.
right? It's like the people looking out for you, people randomly calling you, like, "Hey, how are you?" I was always offended. Why are you calling me?
Yeah.
You know,
Who told you to call me?
What do you need from me? You
Yeah,
know, and it was constant state of paranoia. Even though I wasn't using, it's still the after effects of those things. You know, and just people were like, "Hey, well, I just want to check on you." All right, well, honestly, what do you want?
Yeah.
Well, I just want to know. Nah, bro, there's a hit. Did my mom tell you to call me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you even know my mom?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
those are the conversations, but I had to become comfortable with being uncomfortable because that's when I knew that I was on the right track because I was comfortable with being an addict. I was comfortable with chasing the bag, like I was saying. I was comfortable with living that lifestyle. But in order to change, I had to get really uncomfortable with myself.
That's good. That's good. What about this next one? Anger.
Woo, that's a
Anger.
good one. Yeah.
Angry for the holidays.
Yeah.
I don't like this stuffing. I don't like this turkey.
I don't like this broccoli casserole.
This is some dry turkey. Who made this turkey? Giving me throat splinters.
Oh,
Some dry turkey.
Talking about broccoli casserole. I don't like that.
I don't even make broccoli casserole. Oh, no. Or you got to get around your family, which you really don't like that much. And then they say something, they look a certain way. You're coming down, and you're there for the holidays coming down. Have you ever been coming down for the holidays?
I have.
Talk about that.
Oh, man. Yeah, it was at my godfather's house.
Coming down for the holidays.
Yeah, it was coming down for the holiday. Not for a bit.
Are you going to be coming down for the holidays?
I don't know. It depends if he's home or not. Yeah, I was at the house and I just couldn't focus, man. You know, and everybody's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I just started drinking, and alcohol was not my thing, dude. And I just started drinking. Next time I'm drunk because I didn't have that balance, right? What we call the balance. To reach out and be like, "Hey, I'll be back." And it just ended in a really bad altercation with family. You know, because it was not able to deal with those things, you know, and you're talking about anger. It's like you can go into a room and have the most purest intention of just being around family.
Yeah.
But then somebody can walk in the room that offended you
Yeah.
or somebody that disrespected you in your eyes. You go from 0 to 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So then
the
you
heart
just
starts
you're just
pounding.
like, yeah, you're just going,
Yeah.
palms get sweaty, throwing up
Knees
mom's
weak,
spaghetti.
Arms are heavy. Vomit on the sweater already.
You know what I mean? So anger is a huge one during the holidays, you know, because, I mean, one thing I used to say about our family, I don't think I've ever told you, was we used to put the fun in dysfunction. You know what I mean?
Fun and
Dysfunction.
dysfunction.
Yeah.
Man. And then when you get angry, so anger as a trigger, you get angry and then you say, forget it then. That's why I don't come around. And then you go, I'm going to just go get high then.
Yeah.
Really what you're doing is you're just making up
Excuses.
excuses to go do what you already wanted to
Yeah.
do in the first place.
Yeah.
So all of those who get angry for the holidays, take a couple breaths, relax, call somebody that could talk to you and calm you down, and just stay put. Because if you don't, you're going to keep trying to go around that mountain over and over and over again, and you're never going to change. Let this be the week that you change. Let this be the week you do something different. Let this be the week where you go against the odds and you actually hang out, and there probably will be some negative experiences or some negative feelings, but you don't have to let those things define you. You don't have to stay angry. You don't have to stay mad. You could calm down. You could talk to yourself and say, no, you know what? We're not going to do this no more.
Yeah.
I'm good now. I'm not going to live like that.
Yeah. And it's like you can definitely stay in that mold, or you could break out of that mold, right? And when you break out of the mold, who's really going to be shocked? Not only yourself, but the people that are around you, because they're going to be like, who is this dude?
Yeah.
You know, or who is this girl that just can finally just deal with things, you know? Because when people disrespect, I got 17 years sober, so now people can talk to me, and even if they're coming some type of way at me, I'm just like, bro, knock it off.
That's good.
You know, because it's like water off your back, right? You're just like, does that really affect me? No, it doesn't. You know, and it was like, you know, you can even talk about when we were younger, and I would get in fights at school because somebody said something about mom, right? And mom would say, well, do you remember mom would say, she would say, it doesn't matter what they say, is it true? Because by you reacting, you're validating what they're saying.
Yeah.
So if people come at you and you get angry, you're validating. So is that true about you? So that talks about your character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So it's just like, okay, so what is it about me that's inside of me that is getting so angry off of your simple statement?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's huge.
How can I grow from this?
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
Changing the outlook.
And for people who's maybe you're not getting high. Maybe you're the mom. Maybe you're the dad. You know, a way of helping out that person who's struggling. Maybe they always blow up. They always have outbursts. They're always angry. They're always going through something. Try your best to not push them out. Give them a little bit of space. And maybe it is your house. This is my house. I'm not going to let nobody act like that in my house. Well, maybe you should try a little bit. You know, give them a second chance. Give them a third chance. Take them to the side. Don't publicly humiliate them or tear them apart. Take them to the side, and no, there's limits to everything, but try to go the extra mile, because a lot of people get in treatment during the holidays because they come home and they really see your parents and your family get to really see how bad you're really doing, and then there's love, a little bit more love, and then people just make those decisions around this time of year because it's cold.
It's cold on
It's
these
cold
streets.
it's cold in them streets. You start rethinking things like, man, hit that blunt. And you're like, man, is this what I'm doing?
This is my Thanksgiving.
Is this really what my life's gonna be about? It's like, and then I remember I used to smoke, and then like it would revert. It would be like a reverse effect. Like it would just make me depressed. Like, man, is this really what I'm doing? I'm out here sitting on this curb. This is horrible.
This is life.
What's wrong with my? And then it's like you kill your own high. You kill your own high.
You're your own buzzkill.
Yeah, but you know, be patient with people this time of year, and maybe you're gonna be the reason why they change. Maybe you could be the reason why they might feel like someone actually does care about them. You know, to be honest, drug addicts, despite contrary opinions, they don't always think clearly at all. People think, oh, you can stop whenever you want, but it's addiction.
Yeah,
it's addiction. If you don't struggle with it, you won't know about it.
Yeah, it's just one of those. It's one of those conversations that a lot of people ain't open to. You know, a lot of people are closed-minded when it comes to addiction. People don't understand the need, the hunger, the want, the emotional effects that it has, the behavioral effects that it has. And they just, like you said, you know, where it's like, oh, well, you could just stop whenever you want. Man, if I could have stopped when I wanted, I would have been golden.
Yeah.
You know, but at the end of the day, it wasn't possible.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wanted to stop so bad. I told my buddies, I said, if I come around here trying to get high again, I want you guys to just beat the hell out of me. Just surround me and beat the hell out of me. And they're like, oh, yeah? Oh, for real? And I was like, and they loved beating the hell out of people. So they're like, all right, for sure.
Yeah.
So then because that's how bad I wanted to stop.
Yeah.
And then a couple days later, I came around with the sack, and I was like, hey, let's get high. And they were like, hey, you told us last time if you come around trying to get high, we have to beat the hell out of you. I said, well, do you want to beat the hell out of me or do you want to get high? And they're like, all right, let's get high.
Was it the holiday season?
Yeah.
Or showing love or what's
Yeah,
going
exactly. So, like, even though that's how bad I wanted to get high,
Yeah.
that's how bad I wanted to get high, and that's how bad I wanted to be sober at
Yeah.
the same time.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I think for me, it was like somewhat that too, but I didn't really ask anybody to beat the hell out of me, you know, but it was, I was hit with the ultimatum of either raise my kids or hit the block. Right. And I chose to raise my kids, you know, and it's because at the end of the day, you don't want your kids. My kids didn't even know I was in my addiction to their preteens and teenagers. You know, they didn't even know I had an addiction problem, but I was very honest with my kids, you know, because
Wow.
I didn't.
Told them you were struggling with addiction?
I had told them that I was in recovery and that I struggled with addiction. I was violent. I told them my whole story. I didn't hold anything back from them.
While you were in addiction?
No. They were
Oh,
babies
after.
at that time. Later on, when they got
Wow.
older, but they had no idea till later
Wow.
on because they were so small at that time.
Yeah.
They didn't see the effects of me being in my addiction. But when they got to know me as their dad, I was in my recovery already. I never went back. And so when they got older and we had that conversation, it was hard for them to hear that, but I felt like I owed them that because I wanted to protect them and to give them the knowledge. Because I think the one thing that we fail as parents is we're not raw enough with our kids. You know, a lot of people sugarcoat things for their kids because they feel like their kids can't handle it. But the truth of the matter is the world's not a nice place. So would I rather have them an educated, blowing glass pipes in the backyard
Yeah.
education and giving them telling them, hey man, this is the outcomes of these decisions,
Yeah.
or hey, if you try drugs, there's the hotline.
Yeah.
Nah, dude, you're gonna do prison time, or you're gonna get locked
Yeah.
up, or you're gonna get
Die.
dead, or you're gonna be homeless. You're gonna lose everything. Well, I love you, yes, but that doesn't change the fact that you shouldn't do these things. You know, so having that conversation with them, especially like, you know, like you said during the holidays, man, they're super appreciative of it.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure. What's it like getting high having little baby kids? Do you ever have moments where you, like, while you're getting high, do you ever have a moment like, man, this is jacked, and then you just keep getting high?
yeah, I'll give you a couple
Yeah.
a story. So Elijah, my oldest, when he was maybe a little over 1, his mom called me and said he needed some things, and I was active in my recovery, in my addiction, bro, like gone. And I was like, all right, I'll be there. I showed up 3 days later. I had like diapers and milk and some other stuff, and I showed up and I seen him in the front yard. He was just sitting in his walker, and I couldn't even approach him. I couldn't see him, and I just meet me down the block because I had so much shame and so much just like, man. Because one thing I always wanted to be was a dad.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be the best dad that I could be. And so when I seen him, that like broke me.
Wow.
But it didn't stop me. I was like, well, if I don't see him, it's not going to affect me. Out of sight, out of mind type of mentality for me. That's what it was for me.
Wow.
So knowing that he was in the front yard and she was pregnant with Mariah, but I was like, oh, well, here's just, I literally threw the stuff at her. I was like, I'm gone, you know? And so having them and knowing that they were young, it messed me up later on in my recovery. Like I had to work through those things because I missed out on a lot. You know, you were around more than I was when they were little. You know what I mean? And those are my kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that just speaks volumes. I mean, it's an effect, you know, but which affected me later on because then I had to. My parenting style changed and went from being a dad and living the day to day to being a dad with regret. And I based my past mistakes on my parenting style. So I gave them everything that they wanted without holding them responsible because I was like, damn, I did you dirty when you were little.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you this. Oh, you want that? Here, you don't deserve that, but I'm going to give it to you. Your behavior is not saying you're going to get this. But here you go. Because when you were young, I wasn't around.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that didn't change till Elijah's 18 now. Mariah's 17.
Wow.
So now that mindset's changed to like, bro, who that was no longer exists.
Yeah.
The guy that you had support you through those years as a single father was the dad. You know what I mean? I'm still a dad, still here. So it has a huge effect, long-term effect.
That's hard. That's heavy. The last one, negative environments. Negative environments. Negative environments are a massive trigger.
For sure.
What do you think about that?
I mean, it comes back to the old
What
saying.
do
you think about this?
about that?
Well, you have enough time. Take another drink. Let's go on this ride. So when it comes to your environment just, a wise man lately, not that long ago, told me, show me your 5 closest friends and I'll show you where your life is headed. And so it's like you can be in those negative environments now. I can go into a hotel room with people smoking dope and be good and just be like, all right, I'm here to help you.
Yeah.
Right? But in those moments, especially in the beginning parts of your recovery, it's a danger zone. Danger zone. Because then you start getting the bubble guts, your mouth starts watering, and you're like,
Wow. Man.
So it's like, and then what happens? You jump back into the environment, and then you're back.
What
to
if your
square one.
family's is the one that's smoking and getting high?
Oh man, another thing I learned is you can love family from a distance. It's okay to love people from a distance. It's fine, whether it's your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother. If they're not a positive impact and speaking positivity into your life, why do you need them around, man? You really don't.
Yeah.
I will always love my family. I will always, man, if they call me at 2 a.m. and they need me, I'm putting on my shoes and I'm coming. But that doesn't mean I have to be around them.
What about the rest of your clothes?
No, just my shoes. We'll go with some Crocs on. So yeah, it's just, people, a lot of people have the understanding and the mentality growing up is family over everything.
Yeah,
But blood doesn't make us family.
that's true.
Your loyalty and what you speak into my life makes us family, right? Because even using my story community, the people on this team, I consider them family.
Yeah.
Why? Because I can call them at 2 a.m. and be like, "Hey," and I know that they'll answer. Well, maybe not one person, but other people, most people will answer the call.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, like I said earlier, the most important thing you could do if you're struggling with any of these things is reach out for help. You're not alone. No matter what, we'll be able to help you. The link in the bio, you could literally call that number anytime. People are going to answer. They're going to reach. They're going to work with you. And watch the live Tuesdays. But let this be the week you reach out. Let this be the week where you get the help you need. Don't struggle alone. If you know somebody who's struggling, share this link with them. Subscribe, like. We're really trying to build a community where, we have a lot of fun. We have a lot of laughs. The reason why we laugh so much is because we cried so much. We went through a lot of pain.
That's good.
And we don't have to deal with that no more. So we're happy. We're not sad. We're not in a bad mood. We're not sour-faced lemon heads. You know what I'm saying?
Boston baked beans.
We're not a Boston baked bean.
You know what I mean?
I'm not a Garbage Pail Kid.
We're not out here like that.
No, so we have a good time. But at the end of the day, we want to spend our lives helping people. Someone helped us, so now we're helping others. So please share it, subscribe, send this to somebody, call us, do whatever you got to do to get the help you need, and you're not alone. Any final words?
I mean, you hit the nail on the head, man. You're not alone. All of us who are part of this team most of us have empathy because we've been through it and we know what it is. Especially during the holidays, reach out. Like Isaac was saying, is the one thing that you can do to hinder yourself is be prideful and just be like, nah, I'm not. No, they can't help me. Okay, well, you don't know until you reach out, right? Reach out, because at the end of the day, I'm 99.99% sure we're going to help you.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's a conversation that you may need, or even if you're not sure, still reach out. It doesn't mean we have to get you into a treatment center. If you need somebody to talk to, we're here for that too. So just don't think that you're by yourself, because you're not. We're here to support you, just like you guys support us by showing up and liking these videos and subscribing. We're here the same way, if not more, because we're available 24 hours. We're like Motel 6. We leave the light on for you.
That's good. Well, have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.